Hello, Taurus. This is going to be your February tarot reading for 2020. Hope y'all had an awesome January. I have definitely just been flowing through. You know, it feels like everything's just been kind of a flow through lately and kind of like a slowdown. So yes, these readings are a little late as far as where I wanted them to be, but my expectations, you know, of what I want isn't always what the plan is. So I've been honoring my time and, you know, getting that mental clarity back. I felt so foggy throughout January that I just couldn't even do readings. So it was very interesting. I did only a couple private readings in January. So let's see. It feels like, you know, even today that things are just opening up more. Today is Imbolg or Imbolc, however you pronounce it. And so today, to honor the awakening of Mother Earth and nature, I am doing readings for y'all. So thank you for watching. Let's get started here, Taurus. I'm just going to pull about 4 cards to kind of get an overall of what might be happening for you in February. And you could do this as if it's by the week, but it doesn't have to be, and they definitely don't have to occur in order. All right. So to start off the reading, we've got 10 of Wands. So definitely a burden has wrapped up for you, Taurus. Something is just no longer a burden for you. You've already felt the burden. You've worked through the burden. Now you're kind of just carrying back the leftovers to drop it off and move on to something totally new that inspires you and gets you excited. I mean, the only reason you picked up the pieces to bring them back is because you've recognized the burden's done. So you're doing that, and you're going to be doing that in February, where you're just going to be like, hey, you know what? I recognize this is done, and I'm ready to move forward. And you're going to be feeling that. You're going to be feeling some kind of new passion and exciting thing that's going to be pushing you forward. Now, we also have here, to kind of throw in a little contradiction, is this 5 of Cups. So yes, the burden's been recognized, but it's also been felt. Okay, so this figure here is looking at kind of like the spilt emotions, the wasted emotions, and you know, that can sometimes put us in a moment of stuck. You know, we can get kind of stuck when we occur a 5, because it's all around our beliefs, and we wonder and we start to kind of pick apart the situation rather than recognizing that there is 2 cups that are actually ready to be pursued or ready to be utilized, and you are capable and able of doing that. But where you begin the healing process is certainly up to you, Taurus. And healing is different for all of us. You know, you're grieving a loss at this time or sometime in February, and that could be that burden that was felt. You know, you've really gone through the ringer with this one. You're packing it all up, but it's almost like when you're packing up that home that you were in for so long, you sort of feel that, you know, like sadness, or you feel, you know, the emotions and the memories that come rushing back. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to check in with that and honor what you've been through, but definitely don't stay here, okay, Taurus? Very important to not stay in this feeling, okay? You definitely want to turn around and keep going forward, because right now you might be looking backwards. You might be looking at some of the pieces that you left behind as you carry, you know, yourself forward. Now, when the King of Cups comes in here, this could be somebody in your life, or it could be an attitude or a way of thinking that you need to adopt. So this king is incredibly loving. However, he is also very deep and does have a little bit of like surprise and kind of like stern, you know. It's like that love that's so deep, but you don't really see it until you go to the depths. You know, the Queen of Cups is there to recognize the depths. The King is there to have action and bring the depth to the surface, bring it to light. So this is a person who is very loving, very father-like. It doesn't have to be a man. It can definitely be this feminine, you know, emotion having masculine characteristics right now. So it could be where you need to adopt this feeling, where you need to be very deep and loving and having action towards your feelings. So the basis of this card is to have that action towards your feelings, and not to just recognize your feelings, but actually do something about them. What are you going to do about these feelings? Are you, just going to sit there with them, or are you going to, process them, heal them, use them as you move forward, put them in your tool belt? As you let go of something, you're going to move into something new. That is just the way that our life always, unfolds before us, is when we've completed and accomplished and learned and gained something for ourselves, we're going to move forward in a different way. We're going to move forward onto something new. So, this burden that was felt could have been a job. And you're like, dang, but those people there were really cool. Or, that now I got to start over. There can be that grief. And it's like feeling pretty deep about it, but needing to do action. It could be a relationship that fell apart, and you're remembering how it used to be, but knowing that it can't be repaired. Having that strength and that depth to have action towards your feelings, and recognizing and honoring your own feelings. This could be a lot of different things. This could be that project that fell apart, and you're like, oh, the time and energy and, my passion that I put into it, it's all gone. But you have to realize there's a reason, because there's something new. And if you can get into that action of your emotions, you're going to be able to move through this a little bit more smoothly. And that is definitely validated here with the Six of Swords, where all your thoughts and words and communications and things that you have brought you to this point, have been guiding you, are now going into smoother waters. You have been through a rough time. This is absolutely obvious with this card and this card. You have been through something, okay? And whether that was at the end of last year, whether that was a couple days ago, a week ago, you've felt it. And this is validation that you're moving into smoother water. There isn't going to be so much rough water, because you've learned something. You've gained something. And those things that really, identify your own truth and what your power is, that's what you're bringing forward with you. You're bringing forward with you your power. You're bringing forward with you the wisdom and experience that is important and necessary. So very cool cards here. Let's get some clarifying cards. I'm going to do some tarot dice, and I'm going to mute this because it is kind of loud, okay? Okay, so you have the Page of Coins, you have the Hierophant, you have the star, then you have Judgment. Okay, so let's look at this. We have the Page of Coins here coming up as if something new is being researched. Something for your legacy is being looked at and analyzed, and a new plan is developing. Okay, so from this ending, you already have a new plan that is more solid than the last plan. Okay, the page is looking into something. It's making a list. It's going through it and making sure that this is actually going to be stable this next time around, that this is actually a possibility to be a foundation. So whatever it is that you're moving away from and moving into, you do have those new skills, and you're recognizing where you need stability. And the page isn't necessarily doing much about it, as he is still planning. Okay, so where you do have this contradiction is this king is action, okay, and he's action around emotion. Here is saying you're still not ready to make like an actual decision, no contracts necessarily, because the coins are always going to signify a physical material thing that is bringing about stability and legacy. So maybe not acting towards any agreements necessarily yet, but really looking into it, reading the fine print before signing anything. And that's, maybe just some kind of a validation for just a few of you, but definitely going to be important as you move forward, because you don't want to get yourself stuck. Now, what's interesting is this Five of Cups comes up with the Hierophant, who is also a 5. Okay, and so that's validating for you that it's around your belief. The Hierophant is always going to look into his own beliefs based on community, structure, the written word. You know, it's a way to recognize that our beliefs are not just something that we have, but they are shared by other people. Okay? It's always asking you, but what do you believe? Not that you have to believe in what everybody believes in, but what parts do you believe in and what parts do you not? And how does that affect your perception and how you engage with your life, right? So the 5 is there to ask you again, what do you believe in? As you're moving through and walking away essentially from something, moving away from something, how does your belief change? How do you now perceive things? And to really look at that and honor that and make sure that you hold that in front of you as you move forward. Now you also have the star coming up here, which means there's going to be deep healing going on. Okay? The star is always all about recognizing that you're being guided, recognizing that there is some healing time that can occur during this time. If you allow it, it'll be much better for you because you'll be able to bring those truths forward with you much more smoothly if you're healed. You know, if you're letting go of the burden from before and just dropping off all this stuff, you can't fit all that burden in this boat. So recognizing that there is a point of healing from here to here and honoring that time, going deep in your emotions, having some action on those emotions, recognizing that you're being guided. Now you have over here judgment coming up, and that's really cool because it's like you're given a second chance. This walk away is giving you a second chance. Now it could be where something has surfaced, like an old lover has surfaced and said, I'm here for you. And you're going to give them a second chance, and you're going to go through with new power, new knowledge, new truths. Okay, you're kind of a new person, but the chance is coming around again for you. This could be that job that you didn't get picked for that one time now is coming back and saying, hey, we need you. This could be, you know, a friendship or an endeavor, a creative prospect. Something's coming back around again, and you're going into it as an incredibly new person. Now let's get a clarifying card here that's going to just give us the advice for the month. So I didn't mean to say clarifying, I meant to say oracle. Let's get an advice oracle for the month and see what it says for y'all, Taurus. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please, please, please subscribe. It definitely helps me out. And like the video, comment on things. Check back on your yearly reading and see if it resonates, because I did a whole year tarot scope for 2020. And there could be some of that deeper insight for you. Also, I've been putting some things down in the descriptions of what's on the altar or the table, however you want to call it. So if you're interested in any of these things, check into it. I've got a lot of descriptions, you know, of the month and some other things. All right, to be fair, what an awesome card for you, Taurus. This is saying, technically look into moderation. Look into the balance of your life. How are you able to balance this boat? How are you being fair? And are you being treated fairly to your standards, your morals, and how you want to live your life? You know, we all want to be fair, but sometimes we really need to look at ourselves and see if we truly are being fair. You know, is there moderation? Is there balance? Really check into where you could be creating a better balance in your life. Or, you know, has this burden occurred because you worked too hard on it and you didn't give yourself self-care and you didn't allow time? Or did this happen because of this? You know, sometimes we recognize that there's an imbalance in our world and we're able to really even it out, you know, get it into the realm of something that is more of a yin and yang, you know, something that is actually sustainable. If a tire goes flat on our vehicle, we can only go forward for so long before serious damage happens if we don't check that balance out, air up our tires. You know, you can really look at that in several different ways of how balance is really important for us to move forward. All right, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you for March. I hope you have an awesome February.